we're here to talk about what's next. We're here to talk about how all this brings us to our next set of products, and really how we get a lot more people into our products, into our brand. And how do we make Rivian more accessible to a lot more people? So with that, let me introduce you to R2. And so we're going to walk through the vehicle, but just starting here at the front. In the front of the vehicle, we have a large front storage trunk. For those that are familiar with R1, of course, this should be very relatable. But this is great for putting luggage, backpacks, your gear. It's one of the most used storage areas of our R1 vehicle. We get to see the data on how all of our owners are using it. But it is just an awesome setup. And of course, this also serves to support a lot of the front safety in the vehicle in terms of the crash structure that you saw in those R1 videos. Now, if we go around, but first just walk around the back, we did a lot of work to create something that builds a really open air experience. And you just saw, or maybe you saw, these quarter windows pop out. And what that does is we leverage the negative pressure off the back of the vehicle to pull natural air through, and it creates this beautiful open air feeling experience. And then the rear glass, which you just saw drop, also opens. And now the rear glass opening, it literally feels like an open air experience, but this gives you an ability to put you can put surfboards, you can put longer gear, and as you just saw, the second row seats fold flat, but also the first row seats fold flat. And trying to figure out how does this compare to an R1? Well, we'll tell you it's about 400 millimeters shorter than an R1S. And in addition to being shorter, it's quite a bit shorter in wheelbase. It's also lower in height. And so we spent a lot of time working through those materials and the overall packaging to create an experience that is as inviting as one could imagine. And we have a lot of feedback from R1. And one of the points of feedback was a desire for a glove box. And we had lots of reasons to not have one. But on R2, we over-delivered, and we put 2 glove boxes in. The other thing, I mean, there's lots to see here, but one of the things that's so exciting is the way we've looked at the controls. And we have these really nice large wheels and the scroll wheels and the steering wheel. There's dynamic haptic feedback, so it allows us to adjust what it's feeling like when you're scrolling, and it's magical. It takes our existing scroll wheel and really up levels it to a degree that's hard to fully appreciate unless you're sitting in the car. Oh, we have a single motor rear wheel drive variant. We have a dual motor, 1 motor in the front, 1 motor in the back, all-wheel drive variant. And then we have a tri-motor, 2 motors in the back, 1 in the front. And in the highest performance variants of the vehicle, 0 to 60 in well under 3 seconds. Yeah, so it's very quick. And then all those motor combinations can achieve over 300 miles in range. Every one of those is not only optimizing for what the ownership experience will be, but optimizing our ability to make this very affordable and very accessible. And so the R2 starting price will be $45,000. And you can reserve one starting today. I'm really, really excited to talk about R2's sibling, which we call R3. we're so excited about what this sort of delivers beyond what we see in R2. It takes the package of R2 and the platform, it shrinks it, it puts it into our take on what is a crossover. It's about 5 inches shorter, 135 millimeters shorter than what you see in R2 in terms of wheelbase, but leveraging all that same content. So the single motor, the dual motor, and a tri-motor, the beautiful battery pack built around a larger format cell, our network architecture. But I want to spend some time in the back. And we spent so much time as a team thinking about working on how do we create a unique closure experience in the back. And what you just saw happen is the rear liftgate came up. Just like we saw in R2, the first and the second row seats fold flat. So it creates an opportunity for in-car camping, or it creates an opportunity to carry your long gear. But when we close this, there's a second way to get to the back, which we call our flipper glass. And what I love about this is it makes it easy to get things in and out, but this actuation can actually go to multiple heights. You know, and the R2 carries over here. So the use of materials, the way we think about the sustainability of those materials, how durable they are, and really embodying that Rivian feel. Had a chance to really stretch ourselves. This is an interior combination we internally call rugged playful, because it looks rugged and it looks playful. But the use of materials and the use of how we laid out those materials with cork and with interesting weaves and interesting ways to anodize metal, it feels so uniquely Rivian, but also so unique to this vehicle and to the performance variant. I'm excited to say that we're going to be pulling the timing in to allow R2 to start deliveries in the first half of 2026. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us today to hear about our future. We couldn't be more excited.